Yo, what up? It's Bobby. We're at 2024 NFPA Conference and Expo. I'm with Kevin. He's going to tell us about his fire suppression tanks.
Fiberglass Tank Solutions is a Midwestern-based company. We're located at Lake of the Ozarks.
Okay.
Beautiful place in Missouri. Not like the TV show on Netflix, but similar, I guess. But we're a family-owned business. We manufacture from 4-foot diameter up through 12-foot diameter underground storage tanks and then large municipal lift stations.
Okay.
So part of the family of this is the underground storage tanks can be utilized in wastewater, potable drinking water, fire water, and catchment tanks in a lot of our industries. Similar to this fire industry, not just for fire suppression, but AFFF collection systems are typically corrosive and double wall. So we build tanks there to capture that material in case of
okay, cool.
An event in a hangar.
Right, it doesn't go into the ground.
Right. So we ship all over the United States, Hawaii, Caribbean. So these are large tanks. These tanks start with a FEA analysis of engineering to start with the design. So all these tanks are custom built. Okay. Even though we have standardization of sizes, etc., every tank is built by the hand of man, and they are thermoset style plastic. So we start with a resin. We reinforce with glass. We build these on steel mandrels that are 12-foot diameter by 20-foot long, cantilevered. Some of these tanks can weigh up to 30,000 pounds.
It's a big operation.
It is. We run about 50 employees.
Okay.
It's a very technical business. You have to first design the tank for structurability. So I tell engineers, imagine a beach ball between your knees and it comes up due to flotation. It'll about take your head off.
Right.
Okay. So these are tanks that are 12 foot by 60, 70 foot long, 12 foot diameter. These are enormous structures that we have to maintain in the ground with as much as 20 foot of cover over these tanks, fully flooded to finished grade, empty. So like ballast on a ship, these are extremely structurally strong tanks.
Okay.
We also engineer anti-flotation systems for the tanks, which help to keep them in the ground. We do buoyancy calculations.
Is that like for groundwater?
Oh yeah.
Or if you're near a lake or an ocean or something, it's going to
Exactly.
push it up, right?
All of our tanks are designed for fully flooded to finished grade, empty.
I gotcha. Okay.
So if you were here
down there filled with air,
yeah,
and you could surround it by water,
right,
and it's designed to stay down there.
Huge structural issues, and then you got to keep it from floating up out of the ground. You know, a 10,000 gallon fiberglass tank sticking out of the parking lot's a bad day.
It's a bad day, yes.
So
a lot of thought that goes into this.
It does. A lot of engineering, manufacturing. We have multiple tools throughout, from 4-foot through 12-foot, and multiple sizes of each of those to keep up with production.
Right.
So again, each one of these are custom built. We build about 300 of these style tanks every year in our operation. Again, we're family owned.
3,000 a year?
300.
Oh,
300 tanks.
Okay, that's a lot. That's still a lot.
It's a lot of big structures.
A lot of tanks.
So about every day,
every other day,
we're getting one out the door.
One out the door. Yeah, that's crazy.
So
60,000 gallons. So if you wanted more than 60,000, you just get 2 tanks?
You do. In fire suppression, as you'll see back here, what you can do is have a vertical turbine. You can have a pump out connection. You can manifold multiple tanks together to give you the needed volume. So a lot of people ask, well, why underground? In northern climates, when you have fire suppression, you have to keep them underground or they'll freeze.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so here in Florida at this show, probably not as big an issue, but as you move north from, say, Tennessee, Wisconsin, Ohio.
It starts getting freezing temperatures.
Exactly.
The tank's got to be underground.
So where we're used for fire suppression typically is where you have inadequate fire flow, maybe a rural water district. Maybe you have inadequate pressure in the system, so they have to have makeup tanks. We call these brake tanks a lot of times, or additional volume of tanks out west, the Rocky Mountains, etc. This is a big issue. because you don't have water distribution systems out there in a lot of those markets.
I gotcha. So you got to bring the water. You
Got to have the water there ready and available to fight
cool.
the fire.
Whether it's a storage tank or it's a capturing tank,
Exactly.
you guys are kind of providing it all.
And capture tanks, in a lot of cases, AFFF is just one of them, but as the engineers get into design for other buildings, you may have chemicals stored in a building. So these are called capture tanks, hypochloric acid or ferric chloride or other chemicals. You have to have separate trench drains in case that building catches on fire. Those hazardous materials aren't released into the atmosphere, into the ground.
The fire worse or
Right.
contaminate the ground.
So a lot of times the fire sprinkler contractors are faced with these other tanks or these capture tanks in the building as part of the fire suppression design. It may fall under the mechanical contractor in most cases, but sometimes both mechanical are doing mechanical work and fire suppression in the building design. So
A lot of thought that goes into this.
it is technical business. How to get them there too.
Yeah, so if someone wanted to get a tank, how would they buy a tank from you?
Fiberglass Tank Solutions, FGT Solutions is a website. We've got a very good presence there. We have a lot of tools for the engineers, a lot of resources for drawings in both CAD and SolidWorks. We have specifications there. We have a lot of assistance that we can help them with design principles and drawings, put them into BIM drawings for their structural drawings also.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well,
All right.
I really appreciate your time.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Dope and tape out.